Hello, everyone. My name is Jonah Coronis, and I'm the Member Experience Specialist for ASIST, and I'm here today with Dr. Danielle Colbert-Lewis, who has agreed to chat with us about their experience and their time in ASIST. Welcome, Danielle.
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's go ahead and get this started, and we'll start off with a quick introduction. So if you don't mind, would you mind just telling us who you are and where you're from?
I am an assistant director of the library services at North Carolina Central University in Durham, North Carolina. And I've been, in library science and information science for about 16 years and in higher ed for over 20 years. Actually, yes, longer than that. It's like all of it's blurring together.
Yeah.
So over 20 years, almost a higher ed experience and then academic librarianship in that vein as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that and just giving us that quick intro. So, yeah, just to go ahead and get right into the questions. In one or two sentences, how would you define information science? And also, what would be your elevator pitch to somebody that is considering information science?
Well, information science to me is the study of how information is collected, organized, stored, retrieved, and used. And my elevator pitch to someone would be pretty much helping people access information in all its forms is what is important to information science professional. In many ways, just helping people access that information and organize information. And if you like helping people, that is my elevator pitch about information science.
Perfect. Thank you. And then next, just what inspired you to pursue a career in information science?
I've always enjoyed helping people find information, if it's no matter what it was. Once my mom, when I was little, I'll say little, like super young when I was a kid, my mom, we had the phone book, and the phone book had a lot of information, before the internet. I know I sound old, but there was before the internet times. So there was the phone book, and the phone book was full of information, and you'd be surprised what's in there. And then there was the library. And then when I went to university, there was all the people there that you can ask questions to, and all the libraries. So it just became, I became that go-to person for people to ask information, ask questions to. And I love that aspect. And once I found out that it was a profession, that was just a light bulb went out.
Great, great. And why did you decide to join ASIST?
Well, I worked with Dr. Deborah Swain, a retired North Carolina Central University library science professor and longtime ACES member, and she invited me to participate with her research on mobilizing computable biomedical knowledge, MCBK. And I also assisted in presenting with her at the ACES conference in Pittsburgh in 2022. And so it was during that time that I saw ACES and became involved and got to know people. And I attended a US South chapter kind of introduction meeting. And at that meeting, I ended up volunteering to be the chair elect. And then that led me to now be the chair of the US South chapter until the next annual meeting, which is soon.
All
So
right, thank you. Yeah. All right. So in your work, how do you stay inspired and or creative in your work too?
well, I try to focus on the newest trends, for example, and go to conferences. Local conferences, especially, are helpful. In this area is rich with universities, so there's always a conference going on in this triangle area, Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill in North Carolina. So going to conferences, local and national conferences, reading journal articles, paying attention to listservs galore and all the webinar opportunities that abound. So that's how I stay kind of connected and motivated in this field.
Perfect. And how do you approach continuous learning and making sure you're staying updated in your field as well?
Well, seeking out ways to learn more and that, including those conferences and again, learning about new journals, reading those articles, talking with people. A lot of times it's talking with people that you find out more information. So making sure I'm talking to people and when I hear about new information, making sure I'm up to date with what that is. For example, of course, AI is one of those things where couple years ago you heard about it and it was like, what is that? And once you got in that rabbit hole, now it's all over. But just making sure I stay up on the latest trends.
Absolutely. Well said. Well, thank you so much, Danielle, for taking the time to chat with us today. I know that we at ASIS really appreciate it. And to all of our members watching, we hope you found this helpful and encouraging. And definitely stay tuned for future installments of Member Spotlight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.